Hey everyone, it's Claire Whitelaw-Brown here from CWB Business Growth Strategies. I wanted to talk to you briefly today about the difference between lag measures and lead measures and how you can use them to grow your business. So before I became a business consultant, I spent 20 years working with business owners to help them to grow profitable businesses. I am an chartered management accountant. I'm also an ex-CFO. So I spent a lot of time being surrounded by numbers and metrics on how the business was doing. One of the things that I really noticed was that despite having lots of goals and some great targets and things within businesses, many businesses fall short of achieving their goals and targets. And it got me wondering why. So on the recommendation of one of my mentors, I read an awesome book. It's called The 4 Disciplines of Execution, and it's by Sean Covey and Jim Hulling. And that book, from that book, I learned really why so many businesses fall short of their targets. The metrics that the vast majority of businesses surround themselves with are historical figures. And that means that by the time the board of directors see them, they are able to do nothing to influence their outcome because they've already happened. And they do, on their own, they do nothing to drive change within the business. So let's talk about what's the difference between a lag measure and a lead measure. Well, a lag measure, as I mentioned, is something that's already happened. It's basically a measuring something that's already happened in the past. So there's not a lot you can do to affect its outcome. A typical example of a lag measure that many businesses will record is revenue. And it's a measurement that tracks against how well you're doing against your goal. So a lead measure is very different. A lead measure measures the most high impact things that you need to do in order to meet the goal. And therefore they can influence change in behaviour and they can drive the success of the lag measure. And to be a great lag measure, it has to be predictive of future results and it has to be influenceable by you and your team. So an example of a lead measure, if you have a sales target, for example, of let's say 100,000, so that would be your lag measure. And you know that you need to make, say 10 sales a week to do that. Then you also may need to know that you need to do 20 sales run-throughs with people, either on the phone or face-to-face, whatever it is in your business. And then to get that, you need to have made 50 phone calls. So that's 10 per day, say, for example. The lead measure that you and your team can easily influence in that example is the number of calls that you make, and it's predictive of meeting your goal of 100,000 per year. Actually, another great example from the book that I really liked was a supermarket that was performing badly. They needed to increase their sales. The lead measure that they used was to ensure that all the popular selling items were always in stock and always on the shelves. So it might seem like a pretty obvious thing, but it wasn't being done. So when it was being done, what it meant was that the customers didn't have to go elsewhere for the item anymore, and then they were more likely to come back again because they no longer had to do like the whole multiple shop thing. It was much more convenient for them. In itself, lead measures may seem like small and menial things to measure, but it can have a huge impact on the goal because it's something that every member of the team can control. They act like a lever. So if you've got a huge rock and you stick a stick underneath it, if you wield it correctly and consistently in the right way, then the rock is going to move. I'd love to hear your ideas on how you're going to use lead measures within your business. So leave me a comment below. Till next time, bye for now.